the anime gang, 611. This gang is my favorite anime gang in California, and this symbolizes who I truly am and who I truly have become. This gang is based off Code Geass in the 11s. This gang is the most powerful anime gang in California due to it having excessive strategy and it having the least numbers out of all the gangs. So if I have to state the gangs, there's the Doflamingo family, there's the Obelisk Blue, and there's Plug Theory, and the last one is 611. Those are the main ones. There are other gangs that Fooly Gooly, and all those gangs originate from me making AMVs for local rappers on Instagram. The Obelisk Blue always wear blue, and they always wear Adidas in blue, just to clarify that that's what they look like. Plug Theory wears Adidas too, because Plug Theory is based off Defty Kid and my Kid Lexus obsession, and they're basically trying to say that I'm a crazy person and that like the only reason why I became successful is because I dumbed down my genius. Was literally stated that the only reason why I'm getting appraisal now is because I realized that less is more, and that I realized that no matter how smart you are, you need approval from others. You need approval from the manager. You need approval from your boss. You can't make it in this world alone. And basically they tried to say the whole reason why I will never make it farther than that. What Plug Theory literally tried to say is he's an autistic guy that's trapped in his own genius. The shit that he's saying makes a whole lot of sense, but because these aren't connections on paper, because he's connecting things that are in a two different universe, he must have a mental problem, because nothing is like Kid Lexus and Defty Kid. They are from two completely different anime. One's from Yu-Gi-Oh!, one's from Soul Eater. Even though there's heavy connections to them, the whole meaning of Plug Theory is to say that I'm crazy that I've ever become, but that's the reason why I got more appraisal, because literally they don't want somebody who knows what they're talking about. They want somebody that they can disagree with, and because I made that odd comparison is why I'm so-called mental. The reality of the situation is that it's the exact opposite. It's full with charisma, and they feel like that it's a bullshit show. It all ties into my fucking cartoon addiction, how society attacks me for not going out when I was young. Plug Theory attacks that every single day. Even though they pay me homage, what it really is based off of is they're jealous of the fact that I get girls. Plug Theory is also based off my relationship with Abby. That's a little bit on the low, but that is truly what that is based off of. It's based off when I used to watch Big Bang Theory at the mental hospital. That's why they call it Plug Theory. And the AMVs that they reference is Ralphie the Plug and Defty Kid. Defty Kid is Ralphie the Plug on my channel. So Plug Theory always wear Adidas, and they're always riding skateboards representing Defty Kid. That is the symbolism of their wardrobe. Blue Adidas is Obelisk Blue, and regular black Adidas riding skateboards is Plug Theory. Now, the anime gang I'm talking about, 611, has the best origin, has literally the greatest plot, the greatest execution, the best out of all of them. So, before I get to Plug Theory, let's go into the Doflamingo family. Doki Huxley family. The real reason why that gang was created was literally how society was building me up. They treated me like I was little Doflamingo. If you go watch Dressrosa, I was raised to be somebody evil. I was raised to be somebody who's a leader with a criminal intent. But I ended up having a foundation of good and having literally an entire nation to be on my side. Because I chose the opposite road, even though I had a bumpy path, I still stuck with my Mr. Pletcher's philosophy. They wanted me to be a dictator. They wanted me to be smart in different ways. They didn't want me to be smart in the way of, oh, I'm gonna think of a way to get out of a situation a bad guy put me in. They wanted me to be smart in the way like, yo, I'm gonna manipulate this girl, I'm gonna manipulate this guy, I'm gonna pull the strings, this and that, so I'll be known as the next Adolf Hitler. They wanted me to be powerful because I was very strong, very powerful at a young age. They tried to recruit me to several gangs, but they did it in silence. But they did it because I was already labeled in Mr. Pledge's class. So I literally drove away from the path. They tried to manipulate me, like, bro, we put in the work for you to be a leader, and like, no, you put in the work for me to be a follower, which is really what that gang symbolized. That gang symbolized, when I first blew up on Instagram, when I first blew up on Disney, they kept on saying that I was very strong because of the way that I handled situations and that how I literally control people. I used to always literally go ham where it came to women on Snapchat, but the only thing is that they like, dude, this guy is really, really charismatic. This guy looks evil. This guy literally walks like a gangster. He does this and that. But in actuality, he's a very nice person. Every time I talk to him, he's super nice. And literally, so I'm trying to tell you guys, like, the Doflamingo gang is the only, like, really good gang in California. Because what they do is some of them become Obelisk Blue, and some of them literally fool the Obelisk Blue to gain information, and they're actually really, 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 really good gangs. And like literally what they do is like, they wear pink, but they also literally, they rep Obelisk Blue. They literally, sometimes they feel Bug Theory. They had a couple of wars already, and what they do is they specialize in literally staying low key. So 611 was literally the hardest fucking gang in California. Let me get into the origins of 611. I love 611 because this is the best gang of all time, but is the most underground gang because it shows you why you can't get appraisal in this world and why you have to literally pick your side and you can't literally conquer both fields in this world. And the real reason why is this. Okay, so we all know that I was in the era of the animation rap league. We all know that there was this one guy named Leo. So Leo came in and everybody pointed the finger at me after he had a great battle with Travis. Travis, who I really, really bodied, and Leo barely beat Travis. And I beat Travis at a league where it didn't matter. That specifically was made to conquer the air row, saying that the air row was very biased, which they are, but you can't argue with the master on paper. So everybody started dick riding Leo. Everybody said that Leo was the fucking best. Well, I knew I could have taken Leo the whole time. Not when I was depressed, but there was many times where I could fucking own Leo, where I showed that I'm very more lyrical than Leo, and I feel like Leo really, 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 really fucking sucked. He was great, but I could do everything Leo does and more, because the problem with what they failed to realize and what Leo gets away with is that Leo did music before he was in the ARL. He was a SoundCloud rapper before the ARL, so he had a little bit more of an edge where it came to being a rapper because he already had a flow that was standard due to being in that musical group and due to making multiple songs. You have to understand that Leo is fucking dumb because of the main fact that Leo literally conquered a league that doesn't really know how to rap. They know how to rap in the form of an autistic kid who's obsessed with the same thing. They don't know how to actually rap in the form of multidimensionality where they can reach multiple audiences. ARL is a specific form of rap that cannot be replicated, but that's why they are all like literally little kids, and they are in a little fucking playground where if you disagree with them, then they gotta kick you out. Doesn't matter how literally smart you are, how good you come at them, literally, it's their league, their rules. So here's the thing, so Leo literally got dick rode over and over again saying that, yo, you are not like fucking Leo, we want you to be just like Leo. So Leo has this fast flow, and he has this literally this mainstream flow, kind of like sounds just like fucking like G-Eazy and fucking Logic and shit. Those aren't really the rappers you want to look up to. I like those rappers, but come on, those are fucking generic ass flows. What this nigga did is he took a rap tutorial online and he literally did that stupid ass where they teach you how to rap fast online. This nigga took a tutorial to rap online so nobody would disagree with him. I'm like, dude, that is why you fucking suck. I listen to Eminem. I listen to D12. I listen to real fucking rap. I listen to literally rap that you can't replicate. I listen to shit that you can't take tutorials on. All that shit is generic ass flows with no fucking risk. I listen to E40. I listen to Lupe Fiasco. I listen to literally the most diverse styles, and that's why if I was to face Leo, he could not beat me. No matter how many fucking times he tried. If I was up against an opponent like Leo, not only will I have the most motivation, I will destroy him. I have a very bad history, Leo. Leo literally tried to literally fake saying that he never went to California, that he never fucking stalked me. I'm like, you guys are internet trolls online. You guys literally fake having your real life. Your real life is stalking me 24/7. I know what the fuck to do because I started to get bitches. And you know what? There's a little bit of a bright side to me and Leo. Leo literally paid me homage, and Leo literally said that I have your back, Riz. Like, why the fuck are you acting all mean? Why are you overshowering me with thirst pics? It's because you're too fucking nice, Leo. You were nice in the fact that you were always somebody to talk to. You was always somebody I could relate to. I even had Leo's phone number at one point, and me and him were good friends, but that's the whole point. It's time to stop literally being friends and start handling business. You didn't make me high tier in the ARL. You didn't make me this and that. You didn't make me good at anything that actually fucking mattered. Yeah, you were there to fucking chill, but we have to get serious with our lives. And ARL had a lot of fucking potential. You kept it on the kindergarten level, so we would never fucking meet the mainstream. Leo is the exact fucking reason why we can never fucking do that. We always choose fucking generic battles like fucking Naruto battles, fucking Avatar battles. Why don't we go with the fucking real fucking battles? Why don't we ever have any battles that Akame got killed? Why don't we ever have any fucking real battles from My Hero Academia? The ARL has been gone and we haven't had one My Hero Academia battle because they are full of shit and because they know they don't want to expand. So season 4 left off with Black versus Steezo. And we still literally try to dick ride fucking Steezo, saying that Steezo won, even though he lost. And that's literally how they operate. So literally, they ended it. They made Black versus Steezo after he ducked for fucking years, and gave a shitty performance at the end. But they stopped with their heads like, you know what? At least you stopped before Riz could become famous. I already became famous on Instagram before you guys quit. I already had something to fall back on before y'all got buried. You guys literally destroyed your own fucking reputation. Dug your own fucking grave at the time when anime was the most fucking popular, and they fucking gave up all because they held a grudge. They didn't want to have these fucking epic battles. You know what? We could have been Darling in the Franxx. We could have had so many fucking battles in the ARL with all these fucking new animes. Megalobots, so many fucking different animes we could have fucking used, but we kept on being Luffy. And every time I gave constructive criticism, like, yo, why are we always picking fucking Luffy? Why are we always picking the big three? All these literally these unique animes that come out every single fucking year, and we're still stuck doing the same thing. We haven't done one Tokyo Ghoul battle. We haven't done any of that shit. But, oh, it's okay. We can't listen to Riz because Riz is retarded. So the origin of 611 went like this. I'm sorry about that mouthful, but that's literally how they operate, and that's literally why this was the worst shit ever. So it started off with this. So Leo had a great debut, but my debut was way fucking better if you look at it. But I lost my debut battle, and he barely won his debut battle. And so basically, season 3 came along where I had no motivation, where I was literally going through shit in my personal life, where I literally couldn't rely on the chat to survive. I was fucking growing up. The majority of the newcomers were at least 3 years younger than me. They were kids with nothing but motivation, and I had to grow up. So season 4 came along, and literally, so Leo killed it season 4, but he literally had the most generic fucking shit. He had the easiest fucking victories, and if you were a face, he is fucking over. He even dissed me under the fucking battle. He stayed my birthday in a fucking battle, and he tried to say that he wasn't obsessed with me. So after season 4 died, and literally this and that, I tried to bring back the ARL like how I usually do, because I brought back the ARL for season 3. I'm the only reason why we have season 3 and season 4 on their channel, but they still don't give me fucking credit. They still try to play the same game, but fuck them. I'm already better in real life. That's why I have to fall back on. So I started off with this. So Leo started watching Code Geass, and he literally, he's a big fan of Death Note, so I had to literally, so I challenged him to a battle. And so he's like, well, you know, pick your character. So it was 2017 turning into 18, and we chose the Code Geass battle. And that's what started the origin of 611. So I chose Rolo v Britannia. And so he's like, I might have to body you with Nunnally. And so if you know how Leo raps and you know his character selection, everybody knows that he would have chose Nunnally. He tried to play that he wasn't trying to battle the entire time. So it was going to be Rolo versus Nunnally. And it was going to be my best fucking performance yet. I had everything prepared for that battle. I even watched Code Geass again, the entire fucking series, part 1 and R2, before that shit came out. And Leo kept on saying, oh, I did this, I did that. And literally, he literally delayed the battle, kept on delaying the battle, and literally, so he came at me with this thing, saying that, yo, don't hurt me, Riz, I'm just a little girl. I'm like, I'm about to fuck you up. That character comes from the last rag. Even my brother said, oh, Rolo looking like he's about to lose, literally. Because that's how my brother played thinks that. That's kind of funny, but that's not really the case because my brother doesn't really think concrete like that. And he literally, my brother thinks that Natalie is the best fucking character in the show. So, like, we all know that's like, yes, you can laugh at that, but fucking my brother is funny like that. But in actuality, I was trained for months and months on end for that battle. Rewatched the whole fucking series, literally. Conducting my thought, literally. Editing my bars over and over and over again. And literally, I came at him like, dude, you have no reason to duck this battle. I'm known as your fucking imitation in the show. I'm known as a knockoff Natalie. You have no reason to duck me. So it came down to the day, and he literally, we talked shit after shit about shit. He's like, you're going to fucking die. And the day before the fucking battle, he changed his profile name to Nana Leo V Britannia. And I'm like, okay. So I changed my profile picture to Rolo, and he knew it was on. He felt that fucking energy. He kept on literally. He literally was talking all that fucking shit the day before. And literally, so this is literally something I'm trying to tell you. There was a party that was scheduled the same week for the fucking battle. And literally, I ducked the party specifically so I could work on that battle. And there was a party literally made by Nefta Farrell. Literally invited me. And literally, so I told him, like, dude, shut the fuck up. I don't care about bitches anymore. I care about my fucking passion. I dropped out at our party. He's like, Riz, it's 2 a.m. You can still go. I'm like, shut the fuck up. So Leo was talking all that shit, and he fucking ducked. And he knows what's gonna happen. Do not act like, on his end, this is a very smart, cowardly move on his end, but it's not because it comes with a whole bunch of backlash. What he did was, he knew if I would beat him, it would have destroyed them, saying, you are forever low tier, you forever don't know how to change your flow, you always are bouncy, you never have really good emotion, you think you're emotional, but that's why Sabo came back, and like, this and that, oh, blah, blah, blah. It would have destroyed them with the stupid ass running gag that I'm low tier forever, and that's why he ducked. He did it so he could keep the running gag forever. And after he ducked, that's where they created 611. They created 611 as a pun, trying to say that he ducked, and the reason why he ducked is why we have a fucked up society. They knew he was wrong, they knew that they were all wrong on paper, but they know that they gave up on that fucking league. So what 611 does is 611 stays hidden, and they get everything that I do. They all operate like me. They stay hidden. They don't really do this and that. They're the ones with most tattoos, with literally the fattest wardrobe, with this and that. And the reason why that they are so fucking incognito is because they know being in the public puts you at a disadvantage. And the whole part of their gang is to actually be a real gangster, while everybody else is playing fucking possum. 611 rock True Religion. If you don't know what True Religion is a brand of jeans that literally look like they have to get outside. So I repeat, Obvious Blue is blue / Adidas. Blood Theory is main Adidas wearing skateboards. Doflamingo is literally wearing pink. And 611 is True Religion. Those are the symbols of their gangs. 611 had my back, and literally the craziest scenarios. There was this one time where I got off of work from my job, and I'm gonna make a video again. So season 2 is still gonna go on. The crazy thing is, we have one profile video coming up, and I think I might be able to finish a versus battle. But beside that, that's just on the schedule for right now. What 611 did was this, is that when I went to go duck my job, which really was trying to set me up in my job, try to set me up with girls and shit, what 611 did is, there were 2 fine ass Mexican bitches when I was off the bus, and they're waiting for me to make a move, and they were like, dude, we're gonna give you these 2 girls right here, so you won't have problem at your job, so you can keep your job, so you have something to come home to, so you won't be tempted to literally fuck with the bitches at work. So literally, they did that when I was in the bus. There was no fun coincidence. They looked at me and they fucking smiled and shit. They were the exact opposite of the Obvious Blue, but I stated in several videos, use girls to set me up. And so literally, I didn't know if it was a trap or not, because I was still like kind of a square. I had square tendencies, but you know, they tried to help me out. And then there was another time where they tried to help me out. When I ended up working at 7-Eleven, what happened was, I was fucking gorillaing, and literally, I was gorillaing too often after fan made shit. So what they did is, they offered me a job at 7-Eleven, which is not a fucking coincidence, so I would stay off the street so I'd have something productive, so I won't be tempted to do the dumb shit anymore. So 611 was literally a gang to say, I'll always fucking have your back, but I'm always gonna be hidden in the shadows, because I know the truth about this world. I know why Leo ducked. The whole point of 611 being made was to keep a running gag that I will forever be fucking low tier, and he had no fucking excuse to duck that battle. It's referencing my favorite fucking anime, and it is my favorite fucking gang in California. And on to another gift that 611 gave me was one of my main girls named Reese. So if you go back to, I think season 1, there's a whole lot of referencing to this black guy named Robert. Robert was a black guy with dreads who I didn't really like in junior high, who I thought was a straight hoodlum because I thought like a white person. I thought that he was literally just trifling out, thought this and that, but he was literally one of the nicest people I ever met. He used to call me sugar boy, he used to make fun of me, but whenever literally I needed to smoke when I was fiending for weed in high school, I was able to smoke in his backyard. And he didn't force me into criminal activity, he didn't do this and that, and Robert was actually hella fucking nice to me. And that's because I'm black, and that's really because I used to get punked in school, so he helped me out. He tried to tell me like, yo, you're not a bad person. But let me go into a detail about something I didn't show you. Robert had a little brother named Reese. Reese, I think, was a little bit younger than me, but Reese was literally known for being a top class gangster. Him and Robert were literally like what me and my brother was supposed to be. They were mobbing, they were doing this and that, they were conquering territory, but Reese was the one who was truly trifling. Robert was barely at the fucking school. They both showed up to school wearing matching camo jackets. And Reese was so fucking, out of pocket because he kept on getting into fights at school and he lost every single fight at school. He squared up with a guy named Michael and Lily. The big ass black guy named Michael Lily. He tried to tuss this girl's ass and Lily got into a big ass fight in school. Reese was really fucking trifling. But he was liked by a whole bunch of people. He literally had a whole strong field of people like by his side. It's only because he comes from a gangster family. And Robert kept on telling him to stop doing hyphy shit. And so Robert was barely at the fucking school. So literally, Reese was really fucking mad. He literally tried to say that I lost to his little brother in the fight. But really what happened was this is I got caught off guard by his little brother that earlier fucking year. So this isn't really embarrassing to me because I fucked up grown men before, and you can always come back at life. And God works like this. First you beat up somebody older than you, and then you lose to somebody younger than you. And that's what is called balance. That's what's called life, and that's what you call perspective. You can't literally count that one loss as everything. So the second time I fought his little brother, I beat his fucking ass, and he tried to show the Mexican girls at school. He's like, oh, my little brother won. And so the girl named Jennifer fucking Lopez fucking looked at the phone, and he knows that his little brother didn't win, but Jennifer was forced to agree with him any fucking way. What happened was literally, he caught me off guard the first time because he comes from a gangster mob, but I didn't block my face, and so he kept on hitting me with hooks. And so I got Robert like, literally, is this how you're fucking raising children? That's what I get for being white. But the second time, I didn't have a handicap because I was holding weights at the time and I was carrying cans on my fucking back. I didn't know he knew how to fight. So I said, fuck it, I got in the air and gum barraged ass, bro. And Jennifer knew I fucking won, but since Reese is at higher status, guess what happened to Reese? So here's what happened. Reese lost every fucking fight in school and he was trying to flex that I lost to his little fucking brother and Lily. So he's the reason why I didn't like Robert, why I thought Robert was a stereotypical nigga and that he really didn't have a heart. But it was the exact opposite. What happened was this. So Reese Lily challenges me to a dance battle after I literally become one of the best fucking dancers at school. And since he comes from the mob, he uses advanced techniques. So Reese does beat me in a dance battle, but he died a few weeks later. You have to understand that all that cockiness, all that doing this and that, being in a bad position over and over again and being staged by your fucking reputation got him killed. There was literally a funeral, a memorial for Reese at my fucking junior high saying that this is why Maurice fucking died, literally. They literally made a big event for Reese at my high school, literally, and say he died. And the reason why I ties heavily into 611 is because there was this cross-gender cosplayer named Reese. And literally, it was a tall girl who I thought was a guy at the time. And I was really, experimenting, I really thought that I was in love with a transvestite. And I admitted that I might be in love with a transvestite. She was the prettiest girl I ever fucking seen. I was training hard for anime that year. So I got her and I started spitting game because I'm known for gorillaing. And I tried to do something different. I spit straight game. It's just Kokiyasu is my favorite anime. I was fucking nervous the entire time. I was high off some wax and I was trying to get at this girl named Reese who cosplayed as Lelouch, Brie Britannia. A female Lelouch with the Gias eye. It was so fucking beautiful. And literally, it was fucking outstanding. But when I figured out later that she was sent by a mob and she was a reference to Reese from my junior high, I figured out how gangs work and why it wasn't a coincidence that her name was Reese and that she was referencing Robert's little brother Reese who died. And that was a reference that the gangster mob was trying to turn me gay. Because I admitted to those embarrassments, because I admitted that is why I strive harder in life. But Robert was the exact opposite of Reese. When I mentioned that Reese died one time, Robert looked into the fucking sky and he knew that Reese was trifling. So, you know, I never held it against Robert. You know, Robert knew that I was a square at the time, and he knew that, you know, I was spoiled and that I thought like a right person. So the reason why I forgave, you know, Robert's family and why I never hoped it against him is the main reason why, you know, you don't want to be on that hype shit. Look at how many people Reese let down, literally having a fucking ego. He literally, because he held on to his fucking ego, is why he couldn't survive in life. And so let me go back into why 611 is one of my favorite gangs in California. Why it is my favorite gang in California is because of this. When I was training to beat Leo, literally, I was literally watching Kokios, and so the second opening, when I saw it on my marathon and I looked at it, I cried and I sang this opening, and I was so prepared to face Leo, and it was called World's End. And literally, so how I knew I advanced as a person, as I didn't like World's End. If you want an 8th grade gym, there was this guy named Jay Phineas who my brother used to hang around with, and he was a black guy that played the drums, and he literally, I played World's End on a CD, he's like, I like this shit, it sounds like punk rock, and so he literally started imitating the notes on World's End with the air drums, and he's like, boom, 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 and he's like, what's up, bro, I fuck with your brother, and he literally loved the fact that that shit was crazy. And Jay Phineas, my brother showed him my A&B one time. He's like, Jay Finn loved the way that you made that A&B because he liked the way how you made it go with the song. And literally, Jay Finn was hella fucking cool. And Jay Finn was Michael's older brother. So that was really a great fucking story through 8th grade. And why, when I sang World's End, it was already a regular for me to sing anime karaoke, but it was me when I was in primary. Me just chilling with God, and I was singing World's End, and I started crying because of how much passion I put into my verse and how much literally work I put into my verse. When I started singing World's End, literally, I turned the laptop all the way fucking up, and literally, I went off. And I normally didn't even like World's End. I like literally Colors, and I like Kado Funo way fucking better. I even like the original opening for R2 way fucking better, but I tried to do something different, so I sang that shit to let people know that I changed as a person. I'm not a virgin anymore. I'm not a square-headed doofus anymore. I'm not this and that. And I started singing something I normally would sing. It's not an overwhelming beat. It's something that is an actual fucking beat, and I killed it. And that's what inspired me. Me training for Leo is what inspired me to sing The World's End on my channel. I fucking cried, and I was so prepared to face Leo, and he literally turned on me. And that is why they created the Anime Gang 611, because they will never change, and he will never accept the fact that he did wrong, and he will always keep up this running gag lie that I was low tier. And that is how they created the Anime Gang 611.
Bitch, I'm showing up you can't manage. You've been gone longer than I was banished. That's right.
He bangs on God.
I'm gonna take you to the Hell Highway. I'll have all 13 stars. Stop the fuck out like Friday.
On your short bus and follow my train of thought. In the north, and then I'll flame your bitch ass on April 24th. Back then look like a shooter, then I'll take that mask off. It's the truth, and from the future, rapping like the Western Dragon. Spitting fly shit.
Like Cell, I can with your timeline history. Sorry, Tars, I should call you Billy. I'm sorry, G, but you don't want to be King Bradley. It's a faggot playing the violin that's not violent, but feminine that violates the Gato with butterflies, so that's like killing shit.